eventually there will come a time where this house is no longer active. And at that point, the community is going to really rely on those next people to come in and take this spot and do with it what they can to allow platforms for musicians to flourish.
I believe that the Paperhouse will keep doing their thing until either they decide that they don't want to do it anymore, or it gets shut down and they get threatened with fines, which is usually how it goes. But when that'll happen, I don't know.
It'll definitely be in people's hearts for a while. A lot of good shows have happened here, a lot of good memories, at least for me. And, you know, I think it'll encourage and kind of inspire other people to kind of create, or like keep that going, keep the vibe going.
The Paperhouse, I would say, is it's a good venue to go to if you're just getting into like going to local music, because you can meet a lot of people. It's a bunch of different shit going on.
Paperhouse, where's that?
I think this is going until it stops. I think that is where this is going. It will continue, and hopefully it'll continue in the hearts and minds of people, and they'll feel the want to create.
So, future of the Paperhouse, if this place stops doing shows completely, if no one ever comes back, like the things we learned about how to throw shows here, and like that it can be done to have like awesome shows with awesome bands and nothing gets screwed up and everyone like is on the same boat and on the same page just to have a good time, like that spirit can move on. Like I learned a lot from booking shows here and making sure the sound is good and making sure all the bands show up, that like I'm definitely going to take with me going in the future, even if I never played here.
We're just going to keep it going as long as we possibly can keep it going. After September, we've got enough things on our plate, so we're not going to be doing it nearly as much as we've been doing it in the past. So it's really up to everybody who's been coming to these shows. It's going to be up to those people to take what they've learned and hopefully start up their own house venue so they can provide these kind of platforms for people. So I see it more so branching over into different efforts of other people, more so in spirit.
I think a lot of people have been inspired by this, and like there's been a lot of house venues that have come and go since I like first heard of this place, and I think that a lot of people definitely probably got the idea to throw shows in their basement from coming here. Maybe not exclusively because it's kind of a popular thing to do in this area, but this is definitely like a place that I think would inspire people to have shows.
The Paperhouse has allowed our band the opportunity to make a name for itself in this incredibly large pond. And I am forever thankful of that. I think it does the same for the other bands too. We have not been perfect. There have been issues. But there are always issues when there are this many people involved, but it's because we care about what we're doing. And I think in the end other people will see that too.
There's been a lot of people coming through here, and I feel like it's impacted people enough to where, especially me, because I have shows at my house sometimes, because I just like having the idea of, you know, having a space for people to play music and create and stuff.
Like I said about the goal being creativity, that never stops. And so the Paperhouse itself hopefully never stops because it creates that fire in people, or at least if that fire is already there, it helps create more flame.
The other house venues that are around right now are definitely inspired by this place, I would say. Just like overall aesthetic, you know, like there's, you know, the
Writing
inspiration
on the walls.
Yeah,
and,
that kind of stuff.
You can see how it stemmed from here.
yeah.
A lot of these opportunities wouldn't have like come forth on us, like the ones that we have had, without shows like this, like tonight, or shows like any other house show. And I mean, sometimes it feels like it's our same 30 friends coming out to every show. But I don't know. I like to think it's more than that, and I mean, it feels like we're actually doing something, you know. And I don't know.
Hey, if we have 30 friends,
Yeah, that's big in itself.
Yeah, that's important. That's crazy.
At this point right now, there's more than enough room for other people to keep it going. So essentially, it's up to other people to keep it going. I see it doing a lot of incredible things.
Yeah, I feel like if this place like were to end, it would just kind of, there would be a little bit of a hole. But I think people would be eager to kind of go about and be like, okay, so where do we move from here? Like, how are we gonna kind of fill that hole and have a space where, you know, shows can happen all the time. Another house with no rules.
What we're really talking about here entirely is the community, the scene, the people coming out to them. Those variables change everywhere you go in this city or this state or this country. But realistically, while the location may change, all of the values are still in place. And we're going to continue doing this no matter what.
If the Paperhouse does stop and people feel empowered to create, then I think that that's the future. Because it will eventually stop. But until it does,
Always be new people. I mean, people go to shows and they invite their friends that have never been to a show or whatever, and it's really as simple as that. People like music, they'll come watch it if you nudge them enough.
People are definitely drawn to this place too, just in general.
What?
Just the aesthetic, I guess, the music, their friends talk about it. It's just kind of a thing, I guess.
As long as there are people out there who truly, truly care about the progression of art and the communication of knowledge, I don't see this ever ending. I think it will continue in one way or another.
Paperhouse will end eventually. But as long as the ideals of it live on in people, then I don't think it does truly ever end. I think the spirit lives on.
We're going to keep the light shining as long as it possibly can. But when it burns out, it's up to other people to relight it.
Closing statements. Paperhouse is cool. Bands that play here, cool. Good for you. Thank you for having us. Thank you for being nice to us. We're very fortunate. Thank you. Thank you for having us on this. Thanks for coming.
Rock the fuck on forever.
I just keep saying I love this place, and I hope it's here for a while.
Future is in the community's hands.
Okay.
I wish I had your name.
The future is fruitful, and the world is yours.